states are passing their own versions of the DREAM Act. And they're doing so because they understand that they have already invested in youth and that there's a talent pool out there. If these young individuals who have beat the odds, who have faced these headwinds of you don't belong here and all the tools, all the circumstances for not succeeding, and they're doing so anyway, those are precisely the people you want to continue to invest in. So when you think about, take an investment perspective rather than, oh my gosh, let's draw lines about who, did you come here legally or not, or were you dragged across when you were 3 or when you were 12, does all of that matter? Anybody who beats the odds under those circumstances and outperforms individuals who have had all the benefits of citizenship throughout their lives, really there's something there that we may not be able to measure, but we certainly want to bottle it and capitalize on it. So I think that's one thing. And not to decide is to decide, because by not doing anything, whether it's piecemeal or comprehensive, states are taking the law into their own hands, and with very mixed and unfortunate results. Some of them are not so salutary, others are. It's also noteworthy that it is precisely in the 2 states that had anti-affirmative action legislation and referenda, California and Texas, were the first states to actually put in place the DREAM Act provisions, basically in the following terms that none of the panelists have raised, and that is providing in-state tuition. And what does that mean? In-state tuition means that you are treated as if you are a resident. It's about residency and not legal status. So residency laws have been with us for a long time. The poverty laws of England, we sort of imported them and said, who can get benefits in what states? How long do you have to live there? So if you move from one state to another, you have to establish residency before you can qualify for the benefits of the state that are based on residency. And the state constitutions decide what residency means. So it's only the DREAM Act as it initially was put forth, and the debates were around who qualifies as a resident and where legal status does or doesn't entitle you to the in-state tuition. So just meeting to the top in achievement doesn't guarantee that A, you're going to apply, B, that you're going to be admitted, and if you are, whether you'll be able to attend, because you may have to pay outrageous out-of-state tuition rather than in-state tuition. That's how the DREAM Act initially unfolded, and the way it's been now put forth and linked with amnesty is simply unbelievable. So we are always passing laws that we never enforce. It's not only about immigration. We haven't done a good job at all in immigration. 96 legislation, we ignored Barbara Jordan's report that says let's do interior enforcement and remove the magnet, but of course we didn't do that either. So yes, I agree that we need to do enforcement, that every sovereign nation has the right to decide who they should admit, under what circumstances, from where. But given that, at this point, we're talking about our future as a nation. We're talking about having made an investment in young people. We catapulted this country on the backs of immigrants because we brought in immigrants from Europe that had already spent their dependent years abroad and then used them in catapulting us in our industrial revolution. And it seems very appropriate today, looking forward to the way the world is divided and the opportunities to invest, that we can't afford to throw away any investment we already made.